Joining me live from Washington, D.C. now is the Assistant Director in Forward Defence Practice at the Atlantic Council, Mark Massa. Mark, what are the capabilities of this hypersonic missile?
Well, thank you so much for having me on today. The capabilities of this new missile are alarming because it's capable of something called fractional orbital bombardment, which essentially means that China launched a space vehicle from its target. That space vehicle then released the hypersonic test vehicle, which glided to its test site. This is a new development in several ways, but most notably because it can avoid missile defenses and might be able to go around existing radar facilities.
So what is the point of it? What can it do? What will it give China?
Well, so I think it's, there's been some debate as to whether or not it's appropriate to call this a Sputnik moment, but I think there's no debate that China's overall nuclear buildup is quite alarming. As you may know, China has been discovered to have built hundreds of new ballistic missile silos in its western desert. Over the past year, it has significantly increased its submarine force and its bomber force that are capable of nuclear delivery. And perhaps most alarmingly, the U.S. Department of Defense estimates that China may double or even quadruple its nuclear forces. So in sum, this nuclear buildup, including the new hypersonic missile, could improve China's ability to coerce the United States to not participate in a regional conflict or to otherwise gain leverage over its neighbors in territorial disputes.
Yeah, so I mean, what is the damage that the missile could cause?
Well, if it was nuclear armed, the hypersonic missile could cause extreme damage if it was employed in conflict. But I think even if the missile is never used, it could cause damage. The reason for that is because it could make the United States less likely to intervene, or it could give China the false belief that the United States would not come to the support of its allies. So I think to counter that, it's essential that the United States continue with its own plan for nuclear modernization, as well as to resume strategic stability talks at the earliest possibility, or rather to begin strategic stability talks with China so we can get a handle on what their nuclear doctrine is and make them sure that this missile does not change our commitment to our allies and partners.
How does this type of weaponry compare to what the US has at its disposal?
Well, so even with the planned buildup, China's nuclear arsenal is not as large as that of the United States or Russia. The United States does not have, nor is it currently planning on deploying nuclear weapons on its hypersonic missiles. The reason for that is that hypersonic missiles are generally less accurate than normal ballistic missiles, and China has a different nuclear targeting strategy than the United States. So while it doesn't make sense for the United States probably to deploy hypersonic nuclear missiles, the United States is investing significantly in conventionally armed hypersonics for various purposes.